Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, I'm Lauren, and today we're gonna cover two separate things. I don't really want to make two separate videos for both of them, so we're just gonna combine them into one. And to start it out, we're gonna talk about Kia Cenat's cameraman. I know I said that weird. I got an accent last second when I was trying to say Kia Cenat, and now I'm Australian. So, Kia Cenat's cameraman sexually messaged a minor. Why is 2024 the year of talking to minors? Can we get out of this? Can we stop? Halloween is my favorite holiday coming up, and if it's ruined by somebody else talking to minors, I might explode in game. These are some of the texts. I'm not gonna read them out, but oh, they're bad. Like, they're very bad. Like, I'm not gonna read this. All inappropriate. Like, you just seem crazy. She's like, hey, I am 17. Back up. And he's like, man, thanks for telling me. But you know, like, do you like me though? Oh, I guess these were snap messages. And yeah, she said that she reached out to Kai multiple times and he never responded, which I think DMs are run more by managers. So I don't know if we can blame Kai for that. I'm sure it's his manager who can look at those. I don't think he does. But these are just some more texts. I started to distance myself in a way it wasn't too noticeable. Why you never pick up? Miss FaceTime? He's crazy. This is Kai's statement regarding his cameraman.
Shit happened. And shit come my fucking name every time, bro. I get connected in situations. Come and relax, bro.
That's hard though. Like,
apparently in 2021, this nigga was caught talking to somebody that's not the age of consent. Nigga, it gets bad because she lied about her age. She said she was 19. She lied about her age. She ended up saying her age. Said she was 17. Right at that moment, you're supposed to stop texting. Right at that moment, you're supposed to drop all conversation. Anything that's below the age of consent, you're not supposed to talk to them. It is not cool.
And he did.
You're not supposed to talk to them.
he said, come here. Just getting connected to situations he shouldn't be a part of. That's not his fault. What his cameraman did, there's nothing Kai could have done to stop that. Unless it's exposed later on that he knew about it and he just kind of let it slide. But that's only in that case. So I wish Kai the best in finding a new cameraman. Another thing I wanted to cover was the MoistCritical versus Sneako part 3. MoistCritical and Sneako were debating on Discord. That's all I really know about it. I haven't really watched it yet. So y'all will be getting my like first thoughts because I haven't watched it yet. So let's see kind of what goes on. Let's see what this is about.
It's important to talk to cancel people like this because you have access to the biggest platform. And again, I'm always willing to
cancel person.
Oh, yeah, you are, but it's different. Most people aren't. Most people aren't because
MoistCritical does have a lot of power.
Upload this on your YouTube channel, which is fine. It's not going to get the millions of views. We'll see if you upload it, but are you going to upload it? You're not.
I probably will. Yeah, I did the last one. Like
you edited it up though. You cut it up.
I gave you the full thing so you could post the full thing. The only reason I did that was so it wasn't just a one-to-one from it, that's all.
Okay.
But it still had all of our conversation. Talking about your personal beliefs, do you think someone in their 20s should be able to marry a 15 or 16-year-old?
This is not that
someone
part.
In their 20s should be, I mean, I personally wouldn't do it. I don't know many people who would do it. The maturity for people and the teenagers in the West is getting much worse, but there are...
We're talking globally. Let's just talk globally. Like, do you think it is okay for... I'm not talking about just you specifically anymore. Anyone. Do you think it's okay for anyone in their 20s, an adult, to marry a 15 or 16-year-old?
A 21-year-old, if...
Before Sneako even opens his stupid mouth, no, it is not okay. In no universe is that okay. I hate Sneako for this reason.
If there was a marriage where the father consented and the daughter consented and it was both good on both families and they wanted to do it, why am I going to get involved? Why should we get the government involved?
Well,
why would I tell them if everybody's consenting, if everybody's okay with it, if the parents are okay with it, if nobody's being harmed, if it's going to be okay, if they're both abiding by the rules and...
Because their brains aren't developed. They don't have their own personality yet. Yes, they are an individual person, but they are being molded still by their parents. So if their parents raise them saying like, oh yeah, Tommy over there, 20-year-old Tommy over there, he's a real looking good and he'll take care of you. She's gonna be heavily influenced by her parents. That's why it's bad. Oh, again, I hate Sneako.
They're not each other. Why not?
But they're still, like, they're at best a sophomore in high school. They can't consent to something like that. Like, do you...
Agreed.
So why is it okay for a kid to cut his off?
He's making, he and his family, or he and she and that family, is making that decision for that child's life. If that's the path they want to go down, it's like choosing a fucking sport. You can do what you want to do.
You can do what you want to do?
Yeah, that is not harming anybody.
It literally harms their body. Their body changes physically. They have the highest suicide rate out of any demographic.
That is their decision to make.
Okay.
Somebody look at the statistic. Let me know. I'm kind of playing devil's advocate. I'm kind of playing devil's advocate right here. And so if Sneako had a brain, he would have countered Charlie with that statement, then being like, well, if the 15-year-old can't consent, how could that boy consent? Because what if it's the reverse? So that's just playing devil's advocate. That's just my brain. But that's also if Sneako knew how to debate people. Kind of how you expect them just going at each other. Sneako saying some really dumb shit. I don't think Charlie said the best things either. I'm just kind of like, you know, I'm just an outside. After their debate, MoistCritical came out with this video saying that the MoistCritical situation is crazy. And this is just him kind of talking about the experience and kind of, I think, just trying to get his point across more.
Terrible job in arguing with him. And I did a terrible job of articulating my beliefs. I am supportive of the LGBTQ+, and I have been, and that's not something I've been shy about. I just wish I did a better job of expressing that. My response to his question about kids transitioning, and the way he would pose that question would be by asking if I thought it was okay if kids who want to switch their gender go to the doctor and get their d cut off. Is it okay if a 9-year-old goes to a doctor and gets their cut off right then and there? And when posed with that question, I replied with yes. And I've talked about this on stream many times now, and I'll talk about it again here. I thought he was talking in hyperbole. I thought he was just exaggerating, being over the top, talking about the entire subject of transitioning. I had no idea that any living, breathing human being actually thought that that's how transitioning works, where you just go into a doctor saying, I feel like switching genders, and they lay you down on the operating table and just snip your whole fucking meat off. I didn't know that that's what he actually believed. I didn't know he was speaking literally. I thought he was just referring to the entire process of transitioning and just using this over-the-top statement to encapsulate all of it. Because you literally cannot get that surgery unless you are 18. Like, you actually have to go out of your way to be that stupid on the topic than you would just spending a couple of seconds looking it up.
If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much. Subscribe while you're here. It's free, and if you ever want to leave, you can. How do you feel about these two topics? And do you like the fast, kind of just scratching the surface, just to kind of like get my thoughts and feelings out there? Let me know how you feel in the comments, and I'll see you for the next video. Bye, guys!